In football, you had Pittsburgh's Steel Curtain. In baseball, it was Cincinnati's Big Red Machine. But in college basketball, it was Michigan's 1991 basketball recruiting class, known simply as the Fab Five. It's almost impossible to believe it has been 20 years. And to celebrate, we have a new documentary. It's detailing what many call the greatest recruiting class in the history of college basketball. ESPN's The Fab Five will premiere Sunday night, March 13th. And we are thrilled to be joined by three members of the Fab Five: Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, and Ray Jackson. Guys, we've had other documentaries, we've had books. Why is this one different?
Our story hasn't been told 20 years later. Mitch Albom did a great book on us while we were in college, a best-selling book. There was a Beyond the Glory that kind of detailed what was happening with the Fab Five.
Right.
But no situation went in depth about really what we were feeling as college kids. Good days, bad days, how do we respond to wins, how do we respond to losses.
This is the most complete works.
This is the only complete words.
All right,
this will be the Bible of the Fab Five.
Do we get into everything?
We get into everything,
Okay,
good, bad, or indifferent. That's why I talked to our bosses and said, make sure you guys don't fire me Monday morning. Because Ray Jackson calls the gentleman that was wearing number 5 from 91 to 93, young T.I. And I said, that may or may not be good.
No, you're okay. Jimmy, what was the best part about being a part of the Fab Five?
The best part to me is the camaraderie. It's the friendships that we built, the lifelong friendships, the off-the-court experiences. As much fun as America saw us having and embracing each other and high-fiving each other and talking to each other, it was the off-the-court issues where, you know, we're making a transition from high school to college. Our families, our mothers and fathers, our sisters and brothers, you know, we became one big family. And that's something that, you know, I think is unique in our situation because we're still close to this day. You
guys were known as much for your basketball skills as your sense of fashion. You guys single-handedly changed the look of an entire sport. Ray, I'll ask a question of you in a second. First, let's roll a clip. We have to talk about the baggy shorts.
Before the Fab Five, you know, dudes was wearing panties out there playing.
Wearing panties out there.
Yeah, that's what he said. I know you guys don't. You have an earpiece, and I don't know. I don't think Jimmy and Ray do.
No, we didn't hear.
Cube just said before the Fab Five, guys were wearing panties out there. It was tight shorts. Looking back on it, I can't believe that was the fashion for so long. Ray, how did the baggy shorts and even the black socks, how did your style come to be?
I think we kind of embraced the hip-hop culture, but at the same time, we wanted to be comfortable on the court. And just the longer shorts, the baggy shorts, that felt good to us. We felt like we were back in the parks playing ball again.
Yeah. Were you the architect of the baggy shorts?
It was a team effort.
Was it?
It was definitely a team effort. We felt like, you know what, we got this big machine behind us called Nike. You know what, they're throwing 20 pairs of shoes in here every week for us to try on and play ball and stuff. So we was like, we might as well make this thing an outfit.
Yeah.
And what happened with that, Jay, is, you know, we were practicing hard, running hard, sweating, and doing the typical things to make us better in practice. And we went to Fisher one day. It was like, Coach, you got to give us something for all this hard work we're putting in. Please let us wear some long shorts.
And to his credit, he did, right?
Yeah, he went with it.
Wow.
You know, so
revolutionary.
Credit to Steve Fisher.
All right. Good job, Steve. All right. Now, I saw this next clip earlier today, and as soon as I saw it, I asked our producers, can I take the rest of the day off? I want to watch this movie right now. This will get you hooked. Listen to some of the comments that these guys made when talking about Duke.
For me, Duke was personal. I hated Duke, and I hated everything I felt Duke stood for. Schools like Duke didn't recruit players like me. I felt like they only recruited black players that were Uncle Toms.
The faces of Duke, I didn't like them.
I hated Duke. I hated Duke.
Wow. So let me summarize. No love for Duke. Those were your comments as your comments today, but you were speaking as an 18-year-old kid.
Right.
Do you guys still feel that way about Duke?
Well, certain schools recruit a typical kind of player,
sure,
whether the world admits it or not. And Duke is one of those schools. They recruit black players from polished families, accomplished families, and that's fine. That's okay. But when you're an inner city kid playing in a public school league, you know that certain schools aren't going to recruit you. That's one. And I'm okay with it, and that's how I felt as an 18-year-old kid.
Do you guys still feel that way?
I think now we appreciate their accomplishments, but we still have that bitter taste in our hearts. You know, we never beat Duke, and we hate that still to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, we can appreciate Coach Krzyzewski and his success and some of the players, but it's always going to be a rivalry.
They beat you in the championship game as freshmen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What are your thoughts on Duke?
I don't like Duke. Never liked them, never will. Just like Ohio State.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Michigan
Let me ask you this. On the hate scale, is Duke ahead of Ohio State?
No.
Equivalent.
Yeah, it's all the same. Just like Michigan State.
That's all.
Just like Michigan State. They're all right there. But you know, we do respect Duke in the program.
Yeah.
Just you know, like Jalen said, it's the stereotypical aspect of it that we didn't like. And you know, I think it permeates throughout college basketball when a certain college only goes after a certain kid, and I think that stigmatism that follows it kind of permeates and trickles down. Like the inner city kid is not as smart as the well-polished kid or a kid that's well-to-do.
When you think about the Fab Five, and I know this kills you guys, but when you think about the Fab Five, you think no title and you think timeout. And it is a shame. Even as a Buckeye, it's a shame that it ended like that. Take us inside the locker room after Chris's timeout. What was the scene like in there, Jalen?
We were devastated because we went there and felt like we were a better team than Carolina. Our freshman year, we lost to a better team in Duke. We were better than Carolina, and we lost that game. So we were upset about it. We were disappointed about it. But there's two games. It's the score of the game, and it's the game of life. And people always ask me, you know, how do you feel that you guys never won a title? It must not have been meant to be. And I got a good story that surrounds that. Right after the game, we all went to the same place at the same time as the Carolina players. Let's just say they were waiting in line and couldn't get in. Okay, we were VIP.
You were VIP. What's the relationship like with the five of you today? Is it the same? Are you as close today, Jimmy, as you were in '91?
Yeah, we are. We are close. We forged relationships with each other. We grew up together, you know, if you will. So, you know, we are tight. We are close. We keep tabs on each other's children, family, you know, like I said before. And it was God sent. It was heaven sent. We couldn't have written it out any other way. You know, and I don't think we were in control of that.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's something higher.
Here's something I hope we can get. We got about a minute left. I'd love to get each of your answers on this. If you could go back and choose, would you be a member of the Fab Five, or would you go somewhere else knowing you'd win a national championship?
I would be a member of the Fab Five. It was heaven sent, and we're here now just to celebrate the success of what happened. I mean, we didn't win the championship, but we're successful men in life now.
Absolutely.
Life after the game. So we're here just basically to embrace the success. The Fab Five brought us a lot of success. I wouldn't change it.
What about
Fab Five, no question.
Jalen?
Fab Five, no doubt about it.
I didn't think I needed to
Who won the
ask that
championship
question.
3 years ago?
No, you're absolutely right. And here we are 20 years later. We're not talking about that Carolina team. We're talking about the incredible Fab Five team. Boy, you changed basketball, and it was fun. Even as a Buckeye, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was fun to watch. And congratulations on the documentary. I'm told it is absolutely must-see. It debuts Sunday, 9 o'clock on ESPN. Make sure you check it out. It looks like it's going to be fantastic. Guys, great catching up with you again. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it, Jason.